Good evening, everybody. This is a video response to the Common Core and cultural activities. And we had to debate a statement concerning uh, physical educators, physical educated students should be critical consumers of sport. My take on that is that I mean, PE by itself is mostly driven by sports related activities. I think actually sports in general has kind of maybe a relationship to a lot of the communities because of what they're exposed to. I think many of them actually are have the common interest actually to many of the major sports that you typically see on television or on the streets or in a recreation setting. Uh, so I think many times being a consumer of sports helps you to gain a lot of the basic skills that relate to other activities such as in outdoor education or outdoor activities where you have to maybe jump, leap, grab, or even run, hike, walk, using those type of motor skills or locomotor skills that you could use or apply to any other aspect of a physical education activity. But many times I think thinking about this debate statement is look at the Olympics. There are so many different events and activities that occur in the Olympics, and are all those activities be consider a type of sport, such as fencing, maybe swimming. I mean, I don't know, something like shooting, maybe those. Don't know, actually know what a lot of the games are called, but fencing is a perfect example probably, or even combat sports that are not actually too much get a lot of media attention, maybe like UFC, but fencing is a sport or an activity that happens in the Olympics and outside maybe in your typical cities, or it's not as exposed to compared to like football, basketball, baseball. But I think it's actually considered a sport. So if somebody's more interested in a activity like that, I think it helps them to be disciplined, create some type of a training program to be conditioned for that particular sport or activity. So um, I think a lot of times maybe students, physical educators, should be actually a critical consumer of sports just to get a basic understanding, not just to understand the rules of a particular sport, but overall just a physical part of becoming a physical active in your adult life or down the road in your future. Because I mean, depending on the sport, there's a variety of skill levels that actually could be applied for. So I think a lot of times when you talk to sports, I think it more applies to or drives more of the higher skill level to that particular sport, and maybe sometimes a lower skill not interested in the sport, and maybe lack of focus in a physical education class and a more interest in a different type of activity setting than they're introduced in many physical or PE curriculum. But I think sometimes, I mean, and I think those are the more common interests that you see in a lot of the students is the sports that actually are implemented, introduced in a curriculum like that. So, but there are other options. I think maybe PE nowadays are being introduced or trying to introduce to a lot of the students that have a variety of options than their major sports that actually introduce in these PE curriculums or setting. But there is out there, so hopefully now the PE curriculums or PE programs can actually introduce even in the, not just in a school setting, but in a recreational setting as well. Maybe organize programs that are outside of school or after school programs that can actually introduce to many of these students to be exposed to different type of activities. And that is my video for Unit 6 on the video response. Thank you very much.